Hello. Let's get started using the Work Your Light Oracle. Just one, please. The crumbling. What are you clinging on to? Ooh. Makes me think of the Tower card. Look at the lightning up here. Okay, let's go to the guidebook. Okay. There is a shift happening right now where anything inauthentic can no longer survive. Relationships, jobs, social structures, anything built on shaky ground is destined to tumble down. It's happening to bring you back home to who you truly are, both individually and to society as a whole, so you can live a life that is in alignment with who you truly are. When you're in the thick of it, it can feel like a personal attack from the universe. Have faith, because the difficult times will be your defining moments. You will be reborn in the fire. You are being called to surrender, to stop trying to hold it all together, to loosen your grip, to let the crumbling occur. It may be difficult at first, but in the end, the sooner you let go, the sooner the rebirthing will occur. What are you trying to hold together? What are you doing your best to avoid? How are you trying to pretend everything is okay? You have what it takes to allow what is falling away to tumble and fall. Once the tower has crumbled, you will be able to rebuild your home on solid ground with mighty foundations and a view that is so magnificent that it will take your breath away each new morn. Kali, the goddess of destruction, and the Black Madonna are with you now. Lay it all on their altar. They can hold it all. The Work Your Light inquiry is, what are you clinging to for fear of nothing coming to take its place? What are you clinging to for fear of nothing coming to take its place? Ooh, a big message of letting go, right? The collapse of false foundations. Okay, I'm going to go through this guidebook again, this message again, and see what stands out. Clinging to, definitely crumbling. Hard not to notice that one. Crumbling makes me think of the tower in the tarot. The lightning. Divine intervention. The crumbling. Collapse of false foundations. There is a shift happening right now. This is huge. Yes, we're in a very transformative time right now. Shift. Transformation. Where anything inauthentic can no longer survive, right? So, false foundations. Inauthentic. Inauthenticity. versus authenticity. Can no longer survive. Survive, that word sticks out to me. Survive. Living in fear. Living in survival mode. Relationships, jobs, social structures. Macro level things, as within, so without. What happens at the macro level is a reflection of what is happening at the micro level, at the individual level. Mirroring, mirror effect. As within, so without. Yeah, that makes me think there is a divine call, because this reminds me of the tower. I relate that to divine intervention. A divine call. For authenticity. For truth. Living in truth. And what is true is different for everyone, but being true to ourselves, being honest with ourselves. Relationships, jobs, social structure, anything built on shaky ground, right? Shaky ground. Built on shaky ground. So that makes me think of the root chakra, base chakra. Returning to our roots. Returning to Mother Earth. The return of the feminine. And that makes me think of, yes, they mention Kali, the goddess of destruction, and the Black Madonna are with you now. Returning to our roots, returning to Mother Earth, the return of the feminine, which makes me think of balancing, right? Balancing the masculine and feminine. To create more balance. First within ourselves. And then it will be reflected externally. It's happening to bring you back home. Home, that word stands out, home. That makes me think of home frequency. The frequency of unconditional love. It's happening to bring you back home to who you truly are, both individually and to society as a whole, right? As within, so without. What happens at the micro level impacts what happens at the micro level. So you can live a life that is in alignment. Living in alignment. Alignment. That's key. Live a life that is in alignment with who you truly are. Getting back to authenticity. Being true to yourself. Honoring your truth. Honoring yourself. Who you truly are. Self-acceptance. Self-love. Again, as within, so without. When we learn to genuinely love and honor ourselves, accept ourselves fully, our shadow and light, we can also look out into the world and feel the love. When we learn to show ourselves compassion, empathy, and understanding, truly, genuinely, when we really get brutally honest about what's going on within us, all the sides, all the aspects, the sides that we don't want to see in ourselves, that we don't want to accept. When we learn to accept what the 3D program mind deems unacceptable, and therefore proof of our unlovability, when we overcome that, see the falsity, see that we are more than our thoughts, we will be able to look outside, look into the world through the eyes of divinity. And be more compassionate. When you're in the thick of it, it can feel like a personal attack. Oh, the ego can take things quite personally, right? Because it's in fear. The ego is like a little child, a wounded child. It can feel like a personal attack from the universe. From the universe. Yeah. That makes me think about feeling forsaken, abandoned by the universe. That's one of the things when we go through the dark nights of the soul, that's one of the things that a lot of us probably do confront. This feeling of being abandoned by the universe, by God, Source, whatever word resonates with you. And it's okay while we're healing to let everything out. The universe knows anyway. The universe loves us no matter what. That's a lesson right there, right? That's one of the things that we learn as we heal, to see what we deem as ugly, unacceptable. But when we face our shadows, we have the opportunity. They're opportunities. We can go down the spiral of despair, self-hatred, or we can choose love. We can choose our home frequency of unconditional love. Of course, it is easier said than done. That's why I guess inner work is called work. It's not easy. Have faith. Yes, faith. Faith, faith, faith. Oh boy. Yeah. Again, easier said than done. Have faith, because the difficult times will be your defining moments. Defining moments. It can feel like a bitter pill. That our hardships, our suffering, that we have to even go through suffering, end up being our defining moments, end up being one of the most catalytic moments in our lives. But we live in a world of contrast. We learn through contrast. I think most of us who have been awakened, quote, awakened, it happened through crises, trauma. They were extremely catalytic moments. To where, even though most of our lives, we reached this level of, quote, comfort with being uncomfortable, just cruising along life, almost numb, until we're shocked into awakening. They mention fire here. You will be reborn in the fire. When we think of fire, we think of destruction, but there's more than one perspective, right? Fire is also extremely cleansing. And that's what we have experienced. We've gone through the fire, multiple fires. You will be reborn. That makes me think reborn, fire. What is that called? The phoenix rising. It makes me think of the phoenix rising. The phoenix rising. Born anew. We're birthing our true selves at this time, at this extremely transformative time. That is why so many things are crumbling. What appear to be solid is crumbling, because nothing built on lies can stand indefinitely. You are being called to surrender. Boy, that's a big lesson. Surrender. Trust. Faith again, right? Faith. Release control. It says, stop trying to hold it all together. Okay, that makes me think. Stop trying to hold it all together. Yeah. Release the burden of trying to save the world. Loosen your grip. Let the crumbling occur. It may be difficult at first, but in the end, the sooner you let go, the sooner the rebirthing will occur. So that makes me think of allowing versus resistance. Allowing versus resistance. It's when we resist that the pain increases. When we try to hold on, yes, radical honesty, all these questions. What are you trying to hold together? What are you doing your best to avoid? How are you trying to pretend everything is okay? Radical honesty. Brutal honesty. But here's the kicker. You have what it takes to allow what is falling away to tumble and fall. You have what it takes. Okay, that stands out to me. You have what it takes. Regardless of what the fear-based ego would like to convince you of, you have what it takes. You are stronger. You are stronger than you give yourself credit for. Once the tower has crumbled, you will be able to rebuild your home. Home, our vessels. Rebuilding from within. Rebuild your home. On solid ground, right? Solid ground. That means truth, foundation of truth. Foundation of truth. Again, your truth. The most important thing is that you are honest with yourself. You don't have to share it with anyone or announce it to anyone. Be honest with yourself, most of all. Don't betray yourself. Don't abandon and reject yourself. Once we get to be radically and brutally honest with ourselves and still come out the other side with compassion, acceptance, then we will see that reflected in the world. You don't have to save yourself, or excuse me, you don't have to save the world. All you have to do, if you so choose, is do the best you can to heal yourself. And millions of people are doing that right now, going within, daring to go within, to build a solid foundation from within. The world is changing because of you, of me, of all the people who felt, heard the divine call for authenticity. Once the tower has crumbled, you will be able to rebuild your home on solid ground with mighty foundations and a view that is so magnificent that it will take your breath away each new morn. That makes me think perspective, view, meaning perspective, paradigm shift. Kali, the goddess of destruction, and the Black Madonna are with you now. Lay it all on their altar. Again, surrender. They can hold it all. Release the need to save the world. We're doing it together with the help of those in the spirit realm. You don't have to lay the burden of responsibility solely on your shoulders. We are not alone. We have not been forsaken. Almost half an hour, my goodness, okay. Let's see what comes out using the Psychic Tarot. I wonder if the Tower's gonna come out. Ooh, anything to add or confirm? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Eight of Swords, trapped in fear. Five of Swords, conflict and defeat. Eight of Cups, emotional withdrawal. Number 11, balance. This is the Justice card. Makes me think of Spirit looking at this angel or an archangel, guardian angel. Number 14, patience. That's temperance. Strong energy of balance. And so far, okay, there's another major arcana. So both of these are major arcana. Significant moments in your life. Six of Wands, victory and success. The Wheel of Fortune, destiny. So this was you in the past. Stuck in your head, trapped in fear. Feeling worn down, conflicted, defeated. Alone, feeling forsaken, heartbroken, suffering. But this gentleman here, he's going within. It looks like he's praying. He's seeking solace from within. Seeking solace from inner wisdom. So you went within, and now you're starting to feel more balanced. You're going through a very transformative time right now, so you are likely, I'm looking at this 11 here, the 2 ones here, there's a space between the 1. You're in between. You're going through a transitional period right now. You've left a tumultuous past, closed out many painful cycles. This circle, that makes me think of a cycle. Now you're in the in-between point, about to start a new beginning. This time, however, you're embarking on this new beginning, more like your true self, because you got really honest with yourself in the previous cycles. Faced all your fears, or whatever fears arose within you, and you went within, and you healed. Sufficiently enough to reach this point, this transformative point of your destiny timeline. You're starting to balance out. I'm sure you're a spirit team. They are balancing your chakras at this time. And they want you to rest, to be patient during this resting period, waiting period. You've been through a lot. You need to conserve your energy. Victory and success await you. The false had to crumble. Identifying with what happened to you, identifying with those limiting and false fear-based beliefs, those things are being asked to be released. Harmony is being restored because you got honest with yourself. Harmony, number 6. This is the Lover's card. Another major arcana. You are going through major changes, significant chapters in your hero's journey. Number 9, the Hermit. You're likely spending a lot of time alone right now. Spirit wants you to be patient. But you've gained so much wisdom and spiritual strength during this time. Seeing this pillar behind this woman makes me think of strength, firm foundations, a firm internal foundation of self-respect, self-love, self-acceptance, accepting the darkness and the light. All of you, knowing that you are even more, you're way more than what's contained within your vessel. Yep, strength, power. And seeing the half and half, half human, half lion, it makes me think shadow and light, integrating our shadows and our light. Being able to do that, balancing out those energies from within, has made you even more powerful. Three of Pentacles, recognition and reward. Whoop. Well, I'm not surprised to see this one. 15, temptation. This is the Devil card. Yes, you definitely faced your shadows. Very hard lessons. Very hard lessons. But you're at a point now in your journey to where you know, you have wisdom. You know that you went through all that suffering, all that pain for a reason, for a divine reason. You had to crumble. You had to crumble. To be born again into who you came here to be. It's part of your magnificent story. seeing this card here, recognition and reward. If you're doing something in the public arena and you share your story, expect receiving attention. Yes, rest and rejuvenate right now. Patience. Oh yes, the Emperor. Yes. Look at you. Look how much stronger you are. Self-authority. Sovereignty. You are the leader of your life. Okay. Wow, okay. So many major arcana. Wow. You've been through so much. So much leading up to this new timeline of yours. And even more life-impacting cycles are about to begin for you. Because of all the inner healing that you did. You also have the Empress. Look at that. How synchronistic. The green glow lighting up her heart space. So nurturing is the Empress. Abundant, intuitive. Heart chakra. Look at that. Your heart. Your heart is even more open. And I know it's hard to hear, you know, it can be triggering for some people, depending on where they are on their path. But you know that you went through all that suffering for a reason, and you emerged being even more loving, radiating even more love. Home frequency, this, love, that's you. That's you. Okay, shall we do one more, or already 44 minutes? How do you get better than like, So this makes me think, you know, because now I'm noticing you have the Emperor, the Empress, and we had the Lovers. So this makes me think one of the major changes on your destiny timeline, this Wheel of Fortune, is a divine partnership. Each of you, in your self-authority, balanced, masculine, feminine energies, integrated and balanced. Oh, yes. power couple. There you go. I don't know. It's pretty darn good, right? This reading. How much confirmation does one need? Do you need to know that the wheel is now turning in your favor? Things had to crumble. A firm foundation from within had to be rebuilt so that the true you could be reborn. And that is what's happening right now. You're in the gestation period. You need to conserve your energy for all the major, magnificent changes that are about to enter your life. So be like the Empress. Be in receiving mode. Nurture yourself. You deserve it after all that you've been through. And you deserve what is about to enter your life. It was all part of the divine plan. You answered the call. Dur, 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 dur. Yep. Yes, you did. I imagine this is your spirit team. They're thanking you. They're recognizing you. I'll stop there. Thank you. Take care.